Hey everybody, John Granato from the bench. Mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5, and that's AJ Hoffman. Mornings from the Blitz. Afternoons on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Hit that subscribe button so you get our content, everybody. Let's talk about Deshaun Watson, because AJ, no one is talking about Deshaun Watson, so this is different content than everybody. So let's talk about him being traded. And if you trade him before the draft, it's a $21.6 million cap hit. But you get picks this year, which you need picks this year because you don't have a first or second rounder. If you trade him after June 1st, you only get a $5.4 million cap hit. But picks would be the following year, okay? What do? Do you need that cap? Do you need that cap money really this year when you're going to be crappy? Or do you need the picks here and now?
I mean, I think it's half dozen of one, six of the other, because do you really need draft picks for this year that you're counting on being, a key part of your team? And if those first round draft picks you take this year, that's 1 year of that their career is going to be wasted. This next year is a waste. So that's 1 year of the 5 that you've got them under contract. It's now burned. Maybe it is better to wait and get picks next year. And Texans fans would be incredibly frustrated with that. But at the same time, it's for the long term of your team. Maybe that's the best. Knowing that this season already, this upcoming season is going to be a disaster. Whether you've got first round picks, whether you don't, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, what do you got? Cap money? Whether you don't have cap, I don't care. Cap money doesn't bother me this year. You're going to suck. It doesn't matter. Actually, you want to suck as much as possible. Take the 21, get the first round pick next year. Be as bad as you possibly can. Tank for Howell. Oh, that's not going to be tank for Howell. Whatever. Well, whoever that first pick is going to be, you tank, you get the number 1 overall pick. The other option, you don't do anything and you let Deshaun sit. You call his bluff. You doing that?
That's kind of the way I lean. And I think that if you do that, eventually Deshaun blinks first. Because the money it costs you now, they collectively bargain this. There's no refunding your fines, things like that. You sit out for any amount of time, and it adds up quickly. And Deshaun has not hit that second contract where there's just piles of money stacked up at his house that he can just throw away, no big deal. It will get expensive for Deshaun. And eventually, I've said this before, I think eventually Deshaun will have to come out and say, I really gave it some thought, and I just want to play football. And he would have to come back tail tucked, and then they might readdress this at the end of the season and see if they can move him then. But I don't think the Texans should feel any pressure that they've got to make a deal by any certain deadline.
I think that's what I would do. I think Nick Caserio's doing it right by not fielding calls. We're not interested in trading the player, all of that stuff. But Deshaun is just a back problem or a hamstring. Or start calling the owner dumb, or start calling Jack Easterby the devil, or whatever to try to manipulate this situation where you have to trade him. And now that's the only leverage he has, because the Texans have all the other leverage. But he can pull a James Harden, get really fat, or put on a fat suit, and all of a sudden now you're stuck, and now you're going to get even less for him because everybody knows you have to trade him.
I don't know. I think that bad-mouthing the owner, calling the owner dumb, is that news to anyone? Is anyone going to go, oh my gosh, he thinks Cal McNair's dumb? Everyone knows Cal McNair's a dope. There's no news there. You've got no leverage on that. You can't say, I'm going to tell everyone he's dumb. They already know.
I don't think Cal knows that.
He knows.
No, maybe.
I think Cal knows what people perceive, and I think he knows that that his rating is low and people think he's a dope. So I don't think he cares if it's said out loud.
Rich owners don't like that, though, AJ. I don't know if you heard. They don't like their players calling them dumb or names, or, Jack Easterby's not going to be like being associated with the devil, the worst thing would be him saying, I got a hamstring, can't play. Sorry, hamstring. Prove I don't have a hamstring, and now we'll see what happens. And now you got to pay him. You lose the year, and as opposed to him sitting, and you don't lose that year. You still got him for 5 years. He'll sit and not play a dime with a hamstring for how long?
I think it depends on how he got hurt. Because if he got hurt doing non-football related stuff, then maybe you don't pay him.
No.
And if he doesn't show up at camp, it's How did you get injured?
No. First practice, he pulls up. Oh, hamstring.
But that would require him coming to practice. And again, hey, I mean, it's easy to say that, but then the Texans could then counter and say, our medical staff has looked at him, and we see nothing here. This is malingering. And then Deshaun,
you can't see a hamstring. Kiki QT. This is Kiki QT's career. He's been on a hamstring for 3 years now, and you know what? Oh well, can't play. That's what Deshaun. Oh well, I'm Kiki Watson. Can't play.
Well, what's Kiki's reputation in the league right now? It's a guy who can't stay healthy, right? Deshaun's already had a major injury. Does he want to sit out another year? And does his value improve?
Randy Johnson did it. Randy Johnson did it back in '98. I'm no good. I can't pitch for the Mariners. I'm injured. Gets to Houston and goes 10-1. Okay, don't worry. Deshaun will be just fine when he gets traded to another team.